Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and my oh my, did Blizzard have some treats in store for us today or what? Now admittedly, only one of the skins that I'm going to show you in today's video was probably intentional. So let's start with that one, and that's the Talon Doomfist skin. Now as far as I can tell, this skin has a bit of a mixed reception, but I actually really like it. Even though I really doubt that we'll see Doomfist in the Retribution PvE, it is nice that he's been given the white and red Talon colouring. Also, he has hair. Can't Blizzard do an Eddie the Chump skin where I also get my hair back as well? No, Eddie, that's not how real life works. It's a shame, actually. Perhaps the reason he has hair in this skin is that this is clearly meant to be a younger version of the Doomfist we know. Well, that's obvious, Eddie. The event takes place 8 years ago. The reason I bring this up is that in lore terms, the previous Doomfist is supposed to be alive at this point. You know, the one I spoke about in yesterday's video, the Scourge of Numbani. Now, if you don't know this, in story terms, our Doomfist actually kills the previous Doomfist and takes up his mantle. It's not like they have multiple Doomfist gauntlets lying around. Otherwise, why wouldn't you give it to everybody? So this Doomfist skin could be our version of Doomfist Akand just after he's killed his predecessor. Or it's just a cute skin for an event. Stop reading too much into it, Eddie. Now the next skin that I'm going to talk about probably wasn't intentionally released this early, and that's obviously the Talon skin for Sombra. Now this one I really like. I particularly like Sombra's short hair. I think it looks really good on her character model, and perhaps the reason we're getting a Sombra Talon skin is that Michael Chu earlier tweeted that obviously someone is working very hard to unlock these archive files, perhaps hinting that it's actually Sombra that's been providing all the lore details that they've been putting out on Twitter. Now one thing I will say about both skins is that I really like the juxtaposition between Blackwatch's darker colouring and Talon's actually more Overwatch-like bright white colouring. This kind of mirrored and reversed iconography is actually really clever and helps to inform the tone of this new event. As in, Overwatch not exactly behaving very well, at least in the outside world's perception of them. The only thing that I'm a little confused about the entire thing is that these aren't the first Talon skins that we've actually seen. If you remember, Widowmaker also has one, which when you think about it, is a little bit confusing in story terms, because her husband Gerard is still alive and in fact working for Blackwatch at this time. Now Widow got her skin for last year's event, which technically is a year after this event, so maybe actually the story does make sense and the timelines do match up. Or maybe again, I'm just looking a little bit too far into it. We want skins, Ed, we don't need reasons. Now, moving on to another piece of news, many players have been anticipating the Avoider's teammate function being added into Overwatch. So much so that a forum post was created saying, just hurry up and give us the feature. To which Big Daddy Jeff replied that the new feature will be arriving along with Retribution on the 10th of April. I'm sure that's music to a lot of players' ears, and I'm also sure that those two slots for a lot of people will fill up very, very quickly. How can it be that I can only avoid 2 Sim 1 tricks? I joke, I'm sorry. Now aside from the news that it's coming quicker than a lot of people anticipated, there is actually a deeper issue with this feature that we've kind of tiptoed around on this channel previously. When it was first announced, we agreed that yes, this is a step in the right direction, but does it solve the actual problem? I think for many people, the real issue is that they spend a lot of their time in ranked playing with people that they wouldn't necessarily choose to otherwise. Predominantly solo queuing in a team game does throw up certain unique challenges. The primary being that you can never guarantee that your teammates are going to be willing to work with you. This is what makes playing ranked feel sometimes quite random. Now this new feature is Blizzard trying to give players more control over their playing experience. And in a real world way, it will somewhat do that. But, and there is a but, does it give players enough control? Now, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, and I'm sorry if you've heard this from us a number of times before, this new feature won't have as much of an impact as, say, not punishing players who choose to group together by stacking SR against them in the opponents that they play. The reason a lot of the player base doesn't play in large groups is simply because it's not worth it. It's not a viable strategy to actually gain rank. At a certain point, the stacking of the mechanical skill against you means that you're most likely to just stagnate or even slowly derank over time. Now perhaps that's not as relevant as say silver and gold, but as you get into platinum and diamond, the system really really starts working against you, as there's not as many players at that level for a start, your queue times start to get a lot longer, and the mechanical skill gap actually tends to get a lot wider at those higher levels. Now, a while ago, Jeff actually rhetorically asked, why aren't people grouping as much? And these are actually the reasons. It's true that Blizzard have actually taken some steps to try and encourage group play, such as the looking for group features on the forums. But until the disincentives go away, it's most likely not gonna happen. The new Avoid as Teammate feature is meant to help players shape their playing experience, or to put it another way, have a little bit of control over who they don't want to play with. Which from our perspective at least, seems like a very roundabout way of dealing with the problem. It's definitely not a bad thing to have this limited amount of control, it's better than it was before, but we don't actually think it's going to solve everything, no matter how much you're excited to get this new feature on the 10th. You guys will have to let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below, as there's many different levels of players with different experiences in the matchmaker. We get some fans who are perhaps lower level saying that playing in large groups is no problem, they seem to find matches quite easily. It's definitely an issue that affects various levels differently. So like I said, let us know what you guys think. And that's about it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.